Okay, we're here on Gilbert Drive. This is Stephen Ricci's roof. He has insurance with State Farm, and he filed a claim for wind damage on his roof. He's got a bunch of wind damage all around the roof here, but we've highlighted one particular wind damage shingle. And so Stephen filed a claim for this, I want to say a few months back, and State Farm wrote for repairs. Hopefully if you're watching this, you work with State Farm. Thank you for your time on this. So basically, because this roof is so old and the shingles have so much wear and tear, we're not sure whether a repair is going to be possible here. So I'm basically going to attempt one for you guys today so that you can see on video the results of how it goes. So I've got our shingle highlighted, and then these 7 tabs are the ones that I'm going to have to unseal. So I just put a little chalk mark on them for you so you can see. Now, as you guys are going to notice here, most contractors do this unsealing process very quickly. I'm going to do it as slowly and as carefully as possible. So the idea is give the shingle the benefit of the doubt and give it a chance to, basically give it every chance to be repaired without getting damaged. So far everything's going pretty much how you'd expect. This part here might be a little difficult. All right, there we go, got it. Okay, now we need to unseal this tab here. Oh, actually that's already unsealed. Perfect. Okay, so everything's unsealed. So that's kind of the easy part. Next, we want to get our nails out. So I can see the first nail here in the sealant strip. And basically just, I have to work it out of here. So it looks like we might have a little space to get it now. Again, as you guys can see, I'm trying to be very careful here. You obviously, the whole point of a repair, you're going to have to put force on the shingle, but we're trying to minimize that force and see if there's any chance that this thing can survive. So, another nail here, but that's already pulled through because of this wind damage. So since it's pulled through, I have to kind of reverse it out here. All right, there we go. We're able to get it, but sometimes it just takes a little longer because of that. Nope. Same thing with this one. So because this shingle's wind damaged, a lot of the time you'll see that these nails are pulled through, and it just makes it a lot more difficult to actually get them. But they absolutely have to come out in order to get the repair done. Oh, shoot. Yeah, this one's gonna be pretty. There we go. Almost got it. All right. We need to go to our next row. Luckily, these ones are not as pulled through because the shingle directly below it is not wind damaged. So it's a little bit easier to get the nails out, but still you can see that this shingle, it wants to rip and tear, and you can definitely tell the age of it and how it really doesn't want to have this kind of force put on it this late in its life. But
You know, nothing catastrophic yet, so at least we can say that. Now, we get some nails here. Okay. So now we're gonna put our new nails in. Well, okay, getting a little ahead of myself first. Get the shingle out, and then have our new 3-tab. So this is another issue. We couldn't find a matching shingle at any of our local suppliers. I'm not saying that this is discontinued. I don't know. But it's definitely not available at any of our local spots. As you can see, it's definitely just a different color, so not ideal. But this video is really more to show whether the roof can physically be repaired, not so much, you know, we're not so much trying to make it a color thing. So this nail here, this has to go directly into the seal strip, and it has to go in straight, okay? So in order for me to put the nail in straight, I have to lift the shingle up. You can see I'm lifting it up as little as I possibly can. And I actually brought a smaller hammer just so that we might not have to lift that shingle up quite as far. But you still have to lift it up pretty far in order to complete this repair. So just keep that in mind. And there has to be 4 nails here. Try to space them out evenly. We go to our next row. Again, you guys see, I'm trying to use shorter hammer strokes and everything so that I don't have to lift the shingle up too high. But this nail has to go in straight, so I can't take any shortcuts on that. Some people will tell you to use something called a roof snake on this, which, you know, is generally known to not be a great tool in the roofing industry, but you know, it does exist. The reason why it's not good for a repair like this is you have to keep the shingle lifted up for a lot longer, because you have to put a lot more force on the repair to get the roof snake to actually generate some force. So I'm going to put 1 extra nail in here because there's too many old nail holes in this shingle from the old nails we just pulled out. So just trying to get that done. Now I'm going to I know there's a bunch of granules everywhere now, so we'll get our area cleaned up and then take a look at the results of our repair.